first of the bye rounds has reached us, which not only allows us to prepare for Origin, but also take a look at some fresh talent in the weekend's games. I'm Paul Grzadka, joined by Anthony Seibold for the game plan. Seibs, today let's have a look at 5 players in action this round who have something to prove, and we'll start with Sullivan. He was very good in the opening 3 games of the year when Nathan Cleary was out injured. He gets another opportunity this Friday against the Bulldogs. Yeah,
Sean's at his 4th club, so he's been a backup halfback at a couple of different clubs already. So he brings a really good passing game to the Panthers and how they want to play. And we go all the way back to round 1. Like you said, filled in admirably for Nathan Cleary in those early rounds. You'll see him at the back of shape here, so at the back of Isaiah Yeo, like Nathan Cleary does. But I want you to pay particular attention to his short passing game. So what he does really well is he gets himself to this third last defender there, and Liam Martin, the edge back rower there on the right hand side for the Panthers, he'll get it to the inside shoulder of the second last defender there for the Manly team. Have a look at this. Really good short pass there. Liam Martin goes into the space, runs away and scores a 4-pointer. So really like his passing game. Now, this is the same game, but a different type of pass. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to target those last 3 defenders there for the Manly team. He'll go into the line here a little bit. Goes all the way in and touches jerseys there. You can see him dig all the way into the line there. Touches jerseys with the Manly defenders. But what he does is execute the pass to Stephen Crichton, the right-hand side centre for the Panthers, who again goes away and scores a 4-pointer. So 2 really good selective passes by Sean Sullivan. Different passes, short pass and a longer pass, but really like how well he did in those early rounds for the Panthers. Just to finish with, also very competent kicking game. What he's done here is he's targeted the third last defender, so that's Jake Clifford. So defenders normally in those positions are a little bit shorter. And what he'll try and do is he'll try and put a big man onto a shorter man. So again, left foot kick to execute the play. There's Kick Out who gets into the contest, and Tago goes away and scores a 4-pointer. So a couple of really good try assists in those early rounds.
And now let's have a look in the same game as Sullivan's opposition half. Essentially the man he replaced this year at Penrith, I guess, Matt Burton. He's now the lead playmaker for the Bulldogs and most responsible for trying to lift his side off the bottom of the table. What has Matt Burton brought to the Dogs this year? Yeah,
I think the 2 big things that he's brought is his kicking game. Like, he's got an outstanding long kicking game. The other thing is his running game. So think about him playing in the centres for the Panthers last year. I thought that his weapon was taking the line on him. We've seen some of that in the early rounds. Obviously, Matt Burton would like some more wins, and if you can bring this to Friday night's game against the Panthers, then they'll get some field position. But there you see against the Roosters a few weeks ago in their crucial victory against the Sydney Roosters team, massive 40-20. It really changes the context of the game. What it does, it really suffocates opposition teams. Now they played the Panthers in the early rounds, and so Matt Burton, it's not unfamiliar territory for him to come up against his teammates. But again, you'll see the 40-20 line there. Burton again executes the left foot kick on that left-hand side of the field. Again, great job there, suffocating the Panthers, getting a repeat set. The other thing I like about his game, and you'll see him coming to the picture here, is just that ability to have a look up and have a look at some spaces in the line. So what he identifies is this. He identifies that Brad Schneider, the halfback, the young halfback for the Raiders, gets caught up on the lead runner, and he likes to go into the next space once he sees a lead runner hold up a defender. And you'll see Matt Burton there, dummies to the outside in 2 hands, takes the ball back into 1 and goes over and scores the try. So let's have a look at his kicking game, how effective that is on Friday night. But also, expect him to take the line on a couple of times.
He'd love to get the win against his old club. Let's switch to Saturday's matchup now. Manly, they've moved Josh Schuster into the halves to cover for DCE's Origin appearance. Seibs, could this be a precursor to what we'll see in 2023 when Kieran Foran goes to Gold Coast?
Yeah, I think it might be. I think last year he played on both the right-hand side and also the left-hand side when he did fill in the halves. Predominantly plays left-hand side edge back row when he wears the number 12 jersey, but we've got some clips from last year where he did a particularly good job. Now, this is Josh Schuster wearing the number 12 jersey, but he was actually playing as the left halfback that particular evening with Daly Cherry Evans. You'll see him there at the back of shape, combining with Jake Trbojevic. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to sell to these last 3 defenders here. He's trying to sell them a show and go, short pass around the back, so they don't know what he's going to do. You'll see him lie with his eyes there. He passes short to Carl Lawton in the number 23 jersey and really makes Wonga Blake have to make a decision. And Wonga Blake doesn't make the right decision. He leans out a little bit and they go through and score the try. So really good finish there by Lawton, but great ball playing execution by Josh Schuster. Now this time again he's on the left-hand side, so we look for Josh Schuster again in the number 12 jersey, out there combining with Jake Trbojevic. very similar example. This time he gets to Wonga Blake again, or Brad Parker does. You'll see Brad Parker take the inside shoulder of Wonga Blake, which leaves Blake Ferguson as the last defender, and there's a 2v1 situation for Tom Trbojevic and Ruben Garrick. So again, fantastic ball playing ability. Executed 2 try assists in those 2 plays that we showed. So I expect him to do a really good job. The other example I wanted to show was when he combined with Kieran Foran, which he will do on Saturday evening. So you can see there's Kieran Foran in the number 6 jersey for the Manly team. But on that right-hand side, there's Schuster. So again, I know he's wearing the number 12, Paul, but like he's playing as a right-hand side halfback there. And again, who he's trying to get to is he's trying to get there to try and suck in this second last defender in Braden Williami. Does a good job. Almost gets there. You see Morgan Harper run the inside shoulder of Braden Williami, and then at the back of shape, Manly have got a 2v1 situation, which they don't need. They go over and score the try. So I love his ball playing ability. He does a really good job as an edge back rower, but I think we'll see in 2023, Josh Schuster fill in the number 6 jersey for the Manly team.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him play that role this week. The Warriors, well, they've had a difficult last month. Rhys Walsh was named for Queensland last year. He didn't play because of injury, but he is in contention. He's got to put up a big performance here and over the next few weeks to boost his credentials for Billy Sater to pick him if required.
Yeah, he'll play State of Origin at some stage in the future. He was picked in game 2 last year, had to pull out with a hamstring injury, which is very disappointing, so hasn't made his debut yet. Kalen Ponga's got the number 1 jersey for the Maroons on Wednesday evening, but if Rhys Walsh can continue to threaten teams with his attack, but also his work off the ball, so I just want to point out to our viewers just where Rhys Walsh starts, all the way over on the left-hand side for the New Zealand Warriors team. What he does is work exceptionally hard off the ball there to change his pace, to get over to be an option now at the back of shape. So you can see there's the Warriors team running a block shape, and Rhys Walsh is out the back of shape. There's a 3v2, Corey Oates jams, Rhys Walsh holds the ball off for Jesse Arthurs and makes the try assist. So great job there by putting himself in the picture, but he had to work really hard from that left-hand side of the field. The next thing I want you to have a look at is here. So again, there's Rhys Walsh. Now this is tackle 5 to give some context for our viewers at home. And what happens on tackle 5 is the marker and the A defender will always try and come and put some kick pressure on the kicker. So in this case, it's Shaun Johnson. But have a look at the space that it opens up for Rhys Walsh. There's Rhys Walsh on the inside of Shaun Johnson, and there's all this space back through where the marker and the A defender over chase on the kicker, because they're trying to put kick pressure on Shaun Johnson. So, great job there by Shaun Johnson and Rhys Walsh, but that's the danger or the threat that he brings, and they go away, and Valimutini-Zelezniak scores the try in the right-hand side corner. Last clip. So, again, the key ball player for the New Zealand Warriors is Shaun Johnson, and often who plays in the halves, Harris Tavita, those types of players. So you can see those 2 guys on the long side. But now you'll see Rhys Walsh. He's on the short side, on the left-hand side of the field, looking up, seeing if there's an opportunity to take that short side. So this time he does. He likes the look of this. He likes the look of these 4 defenders here. Those 2 guys in particular, he thinks, you know what, I can actually get to this third last defender and put the last 2 defenders under pressure. So again, what he does, there he is. He gets to Lachlan Ilias, the third last defender, which then turns in the second last defender here for the Bunnies. And now they've actually got a 1-2v1 situation at the back of shape. So great vision there by Rhys Walsh, and pretty brave because he overcalls Shaun Johnson and the halfbacks on the open side there. But fantastic execution again. Rhys Walsh part of a try-scoring opportunity there for the Warriors team.
All right, let's have a look at another player who's been thrown up in for Origin selection the past few years. It's Luke Keary. He did play 1 game in 2020. He's been there or thereabouts for a few years. What is it about his game that New South Wales coach Brad Fittler will be keeping an eye on? Yeah,
well, he's got big game experience. So he's played for Australia, and albeit only 1 game for New South Wales, but he's played in big games. He's played a number of grand finals. So he's a 2-club premiership winning player. And I think the game management that he's starting to bring to the Roosters is probably coincided with their improved form over recent weeks. So if we have a look at what he brings, one thing I like what he brings is his push support. So anytime there's an edge back rower really working hard into the line there, what you'll notice from Luke Keary is he's out the back of that shape and he's really pushing into the next space. So there, Angus Crichton runs with intent, but there's Luke Keary pushing up into that next space, runs away. It'd be great always to have a fullback like James Tedesco coming through that middle third of the field, but really good job there by Luke Keary pushing on the outside shoulder of Angus Crichton or Satili Tupanua this week again. This time, just the combination between the two halves. So this is what's improved over recent weeks, I feel. Just that connection between Luke Keary and Sam Walker. Luke Keary looks to be the game manager. So as you see, this is from a really good win earlier in the year. There's Luke Keary at the back of shape of Victor Radley, who's no longer playing at the moment. But there's Keary. Again, he's got an option there in young Sam Walker. But again, he knows that he's got a weapon there in Joseph Manu. So the number 4 for the Roosters, there he is. Tunnel ball to Joseph Manu, who's got great skill, executes the play, and Naguama scores in the right-hand side corner. But again, really good execution there, or vision by Luke Keary to give the ball to Manu in that space. Last one I want to show is this. One thing that he's been better with over recent weeks, now they put 40 points on the Gold Coast Titans. He would have noticed that the last defender there, the number 2 for the Gold Coast Titans team, was connected on the end of the line. And there's ample space here for the Roosters to put the back 3, or the fullback in particular, who I think was AJ Brimson this particular evening, under pressure. So you can see they're suffocating the Gold Coast Titans team. And again, there's Brimson having to sort of dive off the back of his own try line, and there's a number of Roosters defenders in the picture. So I think that game management is what Luke Keary brings, and what Brad Fittler will be looking for if they need to make a change in the halves at any time.
Great to watch. I'll be very keen to see how he goes. Thank you, Seibs. If you want to head out to any of the games this weekend, whether it's the round 13 matchups or the first State of Origin, simply go to nrl.com/tickets.